Training for the physique also, I would say, you can't do that if you haven't got a solid technique foundation
Yeah.
first, because you can't just build on something that's shaky. And most people have a botchy hinge. So they deadlift, they RDL, they squat. Even in the squat, you'd need some form of hinging because you're going to hinge back to squat down. At the same time, it doesn't matter what you do and what program you follow, even if it's freaking from the best hypertrophy coach in the world. You're not going to get hypertrophy, aka the body that you want, if you yourself are not pushing to intensity, which an F45 gym isn't going to do, a training app isn't going to do.
Group classes are not personal training. They're a cheap way for you to get in and do something. I mean, there's no difference between that and yoga. A beginner needs to start at the beginning, which means you have to learn how to squat. Then you have to learn how to squat with heavier weight and how to keep the ship together. Because every time you add weight, the movement becomes slightly different. So it's like it's a patient. Everything's you got to have patience for this. This is a long-term thing. You're going to get beginner gains, which are really great, but those aren't going to last forever. So you have to dig in and use that beginner time to learn your technique. But it's good to focus on a handful of key fundamental exercises or fundamental movements and not have like training ADD where you're constantly switching your stuff just because you're bored of the movement.